Folks, I hope you're doing amazing. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Chandler, and today I'm going to be telling you about my career in the Air Force, my job in the Air Force, some of my experiences, some of the pros, cons, benefits that I've taken advantage of, as well as why I'm getting out of the Air Force. Now, let me give a quick disclaimer. I am in no way, shape, or form representing the Department of Defense with this video, and everything that I say in this video are my personal views and beliefs. So I've been serving in the Air Force since 2017. That was the year that I enlisted, went to basic training, and started my technical training. Let me tell you a little bit about my job. So in the Air Force, everyone is assigned what's called an AFSC, or Air Force Specialty Code. That is the designation for your job or your career field. Mine is 2 Alpha 2X2, otherwise known as an Avionics Technician. There's a really long name for it, but just think of it as an Avionics Technician for now. You may be wondering, what the heck is an avionics technician? Well, avionics stands for aviation electronics, and my job and responsibility is to maintain, troubleshoot, and repair the avionics systems that our pilots use. When I enlisted in the Air Force, I came in under an open electrical contract. You may be wondering what that is. What it is basically my way of telling the Air Force, hey, I tested good on the ASVAB in the electrical category, so I'm willing to take any job that falls into that criteria that you guys can get me. Now, based on the time that I enlisted, the current needs of the Air Force, I got the AFSC 2 Alpha 2X2. And after my technical training, which was for about 5 to 6 months at Shepherd Air Force Base in Wichita Falls, Texas, I got assigned to the 718th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron at Kadena Air Base in Okinawa, Japan. So when I got to Kadena Air Base, I was assigned to the 33rd Helicopter Maintenance Unit as an avionics technician on the HH-60G Pavehawk. You may be familiar with the Army's Black Hawk. Well, the Pavehawk is the Air Force's variation, which is specifically modified for a combat search and rescue mission. So I spent a little bit over 2 years at Kadena Air Base. Basically, I was new to the Air Force. That was my first assignment. So my responsibility as an airman was to learn my job, was to follow my supervisor's orders, try to train, and to figure out what the heck I was doing as an avionics tech. About 6 months before leaving Kadena Air Base in Okinawa, I was promoted to the rank of Senior Airman, otherwise known as E4 in the Air Force. And when I arrived at Cannon Air Force Base, I was assigned to the 27th Special Operation Aircraft Maintenance Squadron as a maintainer on the AC-130 gunship. It definitely was interesting for me changing the airframe which I was a maintainer on. I had to learn everything over, going from working on helicopters to now working on a fixed wing aircraft. It was entirely different, and it came with its challenges. Last year, I was promoted to the rank of Staff Sergeant, which is E5 in the Air Force. I know some other branches Staff Sergeant is E6, but for the Air Force, it's E5. Now, that promotion came with its own challenges and its own responsibilities. I am now a supervisor to multiple airmen, and I'm in charge of mentoring them, helping to train them, ensuring that they have the resources that they need to have a good quality of life as well as a successful career. Now I want to tell you about some of the things that have been super rewarding about enlisting in the Air Force. I'll go ahead and be the first person to say that without joining the Air Force, I would have never had the opportunity to travel to some of the places that I've been. I've been to countries in the Pacific, I've been to countries in Europe, I've been all over the United States, and I've gotten paid to do it all. So I've been fortunate enough to have the opportunity to fly on all kinds of different aircraft, from helicopters to fixed wing airplanes, doing and seeing things that you'd probably only see otherwise in video games, TV, or movies. I've also been able to take advantage of things like the Air Force's tuition assistance, where they give you free money to pursue your education, finish your college degree while you're active duty. And if you're familiar with the GI Bill, this does not come out of your GI Bill. The tuition assistance is entirely separate, and it does not take away from your education benefits after the Air Force. Another awesome opportunity that I've taken advantage of is by using my VA loan. In the beginning of 2022, I purchased a home for $210,000, and I did it with no money down. Without the VA loan, it typically requires about a 10 to 20% down payment to purchase a home. I was fortunate enough to use the VA loan and get it with no money down. This would not be complete if I didn't keep it real with you and share some of the cons about enlisting in the Air Force. The good comes with the bad, and I'm not going to hide it. I'm going to let you know some of the serious challenges that I've endured since I've been in. I take a lot of pride in loving my family a lot and being very close with them. And since I've been in the Air Force, my time with them has been very limited. It's been difficult to not be around them nearly as much as I'd like. There have been multiple different holidays where, had I not been in the Air Force, I would have been spending it with them in North Carolina. But just due to certain circumstances, I haven't been able to see them as much. Another big challenge that comes along with enlisting in the Air Force or joining any military branch in general is where you live. You are no longer in control of where you're assigned to, where you get orders to, and ultimately where you live while you're in the military. At the end of the day, you are making a sacrifice, and it is up to the needs of your particular branch that you're in at the time, your career field, and multiple other variables. Something else that can be very difficult to adjust to for a lot of people is the time and scheduling within your job. Unlike a lot of civilian careers, the military never stops. That means you may have to work nights, you may have to work afternoons, you may get to work in the day. It just depends on the needs of your organization that you work for, your unit, your squadron, and the responsibilities that you have at the time. Now, after all the awesome stuff that I described to you, you might be wondering, why in the world would I even consider getting out of the Air Force? Let me be honest. If I didn't have passions of my own and dreams that I wanted to chase in my personal life, I probably would re-enlist in the Air Force and eventually stay in until I retired. It has taken a lot of thought for me to make up my mind and finally make a decision to get out of the Air Force, but I have to trust my gut feeling and I have to follow my passions. So with that being said, I am getting out. So I've shared a little bit about my job, my career, my experiences, the ups and downs of enlisting in the Air Force, and ultimately it has been an awesome opportunity and probably the best decision I ever made. I want to remind you that I'm not an Air Force recruiter, so I'm not here to tell you that you should or shouldn't enlist in the Air Force or any other branch in the military. But what I would recommend is that you do your due diligence to research thoroughly what it is that you would like to do serving in the military. There can be so many awesome opportunities, and it's going to be different for everyone depending on who you are, when you join, as well as the career that you choose. My best advice is, while you're in the military, take advantage of the opportunities that come to you, work hard, develop things like self-confidence, communication skills, and things that you can take if you don't decide to stay in and retire from the military. Now, if you do have particular questions that I may be able to answer for you, you can leave a comment below. You can email me at chandlerjswaim@gmail.com. You can connect with me on Instagram at SwaimOfficial, or you can even find me on Facebook, Chandler J. Swaim. I hope this video has been super helpful to you. I hope that it helps you maybe make a good decision for yourself if you are considering joining the military. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. Thanks again for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and check out my other videos.